Hi everyone, hope you're okay. So today I thought I would do a makeup tutorial that concentrates mainly on how to get flawless skin and how to achieve that with makeup. Now, as you can tell, I have no makeup on currently and my skin is a real mess at the moment, and I thought this would probably be the best way to show you how I put my makeup on and how I kind of treat myself to get in better looking skin. I don't think my skin looks flawless at all, but I kind of thought that if you had better skin than me, it probably would look flawless, and I thought that if I named this video how to get your skin to look better than what it actually is would probably be a bit of a mouthful. So I thought I would do as near to flawless as I can possibly get my skin, as obviously there's no such thing as miracle workers, unfortunately. Okay, so first up, I've primed my skin and moisturised it with the Body Shop Mattifying Day Cream. I've mentioned this in a couple of my tutorials and my favourite drugstore product videos, and I literally cannot recommend this enough. This is fabulous for people who have oily skin. I absolutely love it, and I seriously wouldn't go without it. There's nothing else that I'd rather use. It's great. I think it's about £9 per tub, but there's 50 mils, and even though that doesn't sound very much, you do get quite a lot for your money. Like this usually lasts me about 3 months and I put it on every single day, so you do get a lot out of it. And then I've also just inserted probably is the best word, some sparkling eye drops just to eradicate any discoloration or bloodshotness in my eyes, which I do tend to get. And these ones are from Superdrug. I wouldn't really necessarily recommend buying these. I only bought these because they were on offer. And the usual ones, which are the IG ones, which I like, were about £4, and I thought, well, there's about a £2 difference. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there. They're about a £2 difference, so I went for those instead, but I can now tell why they were £2 cheaper. The IG ones are so much better. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to start, put my hair back. Sorry, my hair's a mess again. You probably watch all my videos and think, why does she never brush her hair? Oh, right. Okay, so I'm going to start, obviously, with foundation first. I mean, like, you may watch this and think that you do your makeup in a completely different way to me. This is just how I do my makeup. And just to clarify, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't think I'm a makeup artist. It's just clearly how I do my makeup, what I do. So I'm going to be using two foundations, and the first one, which is the more full coverage one, is the Estee Lauder Doublewear. This is fabulous for people who have skin like me because it really covers it up. But not necessarily you want to have a full foundation everywhere. So that's what I'm going to be using alongside it, the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation. I do tend to mix these most days because I do need more coverage, like on my cheeks and stuff like places like that. Now, the thing that annoys me, which you've probably seen on lots of beauty blogs, is the fact that it's a glass bottle. Now I've just got a mirror here, so that's why I'm looking. Healthy Mix is a bit too pale for my skin. And I'm just going to be using a normal foundation brush. Now first of all, I'm just going to start to like move it around my face and get a good coverage. But then I'm just going to start to, like, using the top of my brush, almost like stipple it in. Just over the eyes. I find that just doing this really buffs it into the skin. And I use my foundation as a makeshift stippling brush. I really want the Real Techniques one for Christmas, and I have directed my boyfriend to the website to buy it. Will I get it? I don't know. It's a bit of a weird way to do things. Like, before I tried it, I didn't believe that doing this could actually like make your skin look better, but it actually does. It's really, really impressive. And to be honest, I can stipple just as well with a foundation brush like this. Now my foundation does look a bit too light for me today because I have got a fake tan on. And then finally, I just usually finish off with my fingers and like the areas around like my eyebrows and stuff like that. Just make sure there's no product build up the eyes and the corner of the eyes and just like around the hairline, just to make sure it's completely natural. And because I'm tan, I don't need to worry about it too much because my neck's tanned, but I usually just take it under the neck and kind of blend it in so you don't get like an awful time up, because my Estee Lauder Doublewear is a little bit too dark for me, as I did buy it in the summer when I was naturally tan. So that's the first bit done. As you can probably see, my skin is already looking a lot better. These two are my Miracle foundations. They work really, really well, and they literally cover a multitude of sins. I cannot recommend them enough. Okay, so next is onto concealer, and I'm going to be using the Collection 2000 concealer. I won't bring this too closely up to the camera because mine is absolutely disgusting. I have a leak in the bottle, there's like a little hole, so whenever I pump it up, loads of stuff comes out, which is just awful. And I called this stuff has come off. Like, you can tell why it's only like, I think it's about £2–3, but it is so good. It's such a good concealer. It's really full coverage and it's really cheap too. I just like to dot this like all over on any little bits that I have. See, usually, like when I've put my foundation on, there's not much that I need to put on with concealer. I'm just going to be taking, now this isn't actually a concealer brush, this is actually an eyeshadow brush. My hair's really bugging me today. Because I find that with this concealer, it works better if you have something to like buff it into the skin. And then I just buff it in, and then I just slightly rub it in with my fingers just to set it. I've got a bit of a dodgy area here. There's like some scarring and it's a bit manky. It's not manky, it's not like it's infected or anything, but it's just this, my cheeks are definitely the area that I'm probably most prone to spots, which is a bit weird. So I just put quite a lot on that area and just buff it in. But yeah, if you don't necessarily need a specific concealer brush. If you have an eyeshadow brush like this that you're not using, then give it a clean and just use it as your concealer brush, because it works I'm sure it works just as well as the actual concealer brushes, and you're saving yourself some money too, which is what we like. And then just under the eyes, I'm going to put something else under the eyes in a minute just to help out. I do think that since I've been using like this eyeshadow brush, that it has seriously helped out. Sorry, just trying to get this bit of hair that's like, oh, I give up. It's really helped out with my concealer and really made a difference. And I'm just going to be using my Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat on the under eye circles. I'm just going to be using my brush again. And I think that is the best that I can do with my concealer and foundation. As you can see, probably from the beginning, my skin is looking a hell of a lot better. So now I'm just going to add some powder, because I do have oily skin. If you don't have oily skin, you might not need to do this. And I'm going to be using the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. And this is just to ensure that you don't get any oily, not oily skin, like oil seepage throughout the day. It's not really oil seepage. That sounds a bit grim, doesn't it? Oil seepage. That's a really good powder. I find that keeps me matte from most of the day. Another really good drugstore one is the Maybelline Dream Matte powder. And then I'm just going to be using some bronzer, just a little bit. And this is my Bobbi Brown bronzer. Just going to be using a real tiny bit as I'm already quite tanned. Just going to all over the skin. Okay, now it's time for bronzer. And I'm going to be mixing two bronzers that I currently love at the moment, and this is what I do most days, just create a bit more of a natural look. And I'm going to be using the Bourjois Blush in a Pot, I think that's what it's called, Blush in a Pot in Rose D'or, and then the MAC Warmth of Coral Mineralised Blush. And I just mix the two of these together because I think it gives a really nice, like, healthy kind of glow. I tend to work quite high up because, like I said, my problem areas are on my cheeks, so I don't really want to draw any attention to them. Okay, it just gives like a real natural kind of glow. Like, you don't want to look too over blushy. I think that's always a bit of a cringe-worthy look when you've got too much blush on. And then finally, I'm just going to add some of the MAC Strobe Cream, which is basically just a highlighter over the top of that to really create a dewy kind of look. So I'm just going to pop a little dot on each side, and I'm just going to put some on my eyes. Left over. There we go. I'm just going to do it using my brush. I'm just going to like dab it in over the blush. And I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but it just creates like a nice sheen to the area that looks quite natural and quite dewy. And I tend to just keep it to where I've applied the blush and not take it any lower, because this bit here is where I don't get spots. And I found that when I was using this all over my face in the summer, it did break me out in spots. I think it's maybe a bit too much for my skin, so I do use it, but just on the places I don't get spots. Like, I don't use it, and like sometimes a little bit will come down because that is just obviously what's going to happen on my cheeks. But if I can help it, I don't put it anywhere near my cheeks because I don't want them breaking out anymore. Now, I really don't know if you can see that. See there? It's like a bit of a sheen. And then I usually just go over a little bit more of the Rose D'or blush, just to put a little bit more pink back in my cheeks. And it'll just have a bit of a thing. I just think that like, obviously when you've got a skin type like mine, achieving the real dewy look is really hard without looking oily or greasy. So I think once you've mattified everything down, then you can add a little bit more sheen into it, and that's just what I tend to do usually. So yeah, that's basically it. That is how I achieve flawless skin. Well, as close to flawless as I can get. Like, as you can probably see, I haven't got flawless skin, but this is just what I do, and it definitely covers a lot of sins, and it definitely makes my skin look a lot better than what I did before, as I'm sure you will agree. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it like helped you out. I absolutely love all these products. Like I said on my videos before, I don't tend to use products that I've not really used for a long time or I really love. So all these products and stuff that I absolutely love, they work all day. Another thing to just say, that if you want to keep your skin looking flawless all day, is the Body Shop Vitamin E Mist. I haven't actually got this in my little collection here, which I should have done. And you basically spray it on your face and it makes your makeup last all day. And even when you've got oily skin like me, I find that I don't even need to top up like my powder throughout the day. That's how good it is. I find that it doesn't, you don't have an oily skin or shiny skin or anything, so it's really good. So I definitely recommend that too if you've got oily skin. So yes, I hope that helped, and I will see you soon. Bye.